Investigators are searching a landfill for clues linked to the disappearance of a woman from Littleton. 36-year-old Charlene Voigt was last heard from in July. The Littleton Police Department and several other agencies are searching the Tower landfill off Tower Road in Commerce City. 9 News reporter Victoria Sanchez is there, and Victoria, investigators say this search could last weeks.
Adele, weeks or even months. They're not putting a time limit on this search. They're not saying exactly what led them here to the landfill off Tower Road, but that it was just through the investigation that brought them here. They're also not saying exactly what they're looking for, but they're searching in an isolated area. And what that means is they're just going through piles of garbage. And this isolated area is based on a specific date and time. Again, what that date and time are, we're not being told. They're looking for Charlene's personal belongings or even her remains.
We're in this for the long haul. I mean, this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. And, you know, we could be out here for months. And so it's going to be a long-term ongoing operation for us.
They are not using cadaver dogs, saying it's just too dangerous for the dogs to come out here. Today was the beginning of the search. They had about 30 people here from multiple agencies in the area. They say they're going to be working Monday through Friday with at least 20 people digging through the garbage, which they say is a painstaking task, going through with shovels and with rakes, going through looking for any clues possible. And what they're saying is that right now the weather is nice, and but it's going to be getting very cold. They tell me that the snow will not hinder this investigation, and they will continue to look through it while the snow hits the ground as long as it's safe. Adele?
A necessary but unenviable task. All right, Victoria Sanchez reporting from Commerce City. Thank you.
Thank goodness we finally got a little break in the wind right now. You're not screaming to convey messages. This tree right here may not look like much, but it is one of the many casualties from today's windy storms. This was blocking 7th and Corona, blocking traffic for a few hours. And it wasn't the only one. We got several calls into our newsroom about trees not only blocking the road, but falling on cars. It's a real shame because people were just trying to enjoy their Christmas afternoons.
Enjoying the peace, what we thought would be a peaceful day.
This very well could go down.
30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour?
As that Christmas where everything outside just wouldn't stand still.
The windstorm, yeah.
It certainly will for Pedro Bernal.
It's a good day for a walk, actually.
Whose squeaky stroll of leisure quickly turned into a game of let's not get hit by the flying debris from the construction site.
As soon as we passed it, it kind of finally came flying down, and I think it's, you know, heavy enough to do some damage.
It was a day where everything became a makeshift pendulum and trees bent and then broke.
This is clearly the biggest one that we've seen on the walk.
Reservoirs became oceans, bags begged for mercy, and getting a steady shot was out of the question.
We're guessing that it's about in the upper 80 mile per hour wind gusts.
Come 2 p.m., firefighters were called from their families after a brush fire in Arvada sparked and spread.
You know, I was actually at home and then get this call, and the first thing you think about is all the families that, you know, may have seen some of the smoke and got some nervousness with that.
At its peak, 87 mile per hour gusts pushed the fire to 29 acres. Fortunately, no one had to evacuate as firefighters got it under control within a few hours.
It's one of those hard days where we just really have to focus on it from all sides.
By Sunday's end, Christmas brought two things: insurance claims.
It's a little windy, a little, you know, things flying around.
And the question, how could Santa fly under such crazy conditions? Would it really be Christmas if we didn't include a shamelessly punny line about Santa Claus? But in all seriousness, you mentioned about 17,000 people still without power. Xcel actually doubled their workforce to 50 people tonight, working through their Christmas nights, trying to restore power for all the people in the metro area. You know, it's a real shame because people go, you know, we've shown all these elaborate light displays, and on the one day that it matters most, Mother Nature goes, you know, we got different plans.
Hopefully folks were with family and they were warm, they were safe. We certainly appreciate all the Xcel crews out there working, just like our Dan Grossman, braving the winds tonight. Thank you, Dan.